How's it going? I've been looking for ways to make my jerky making a little more efficient. It takes me quite a bit of time to hand cut the meat, and so what I've done is I've invested in this nice little meat slicer. Not only will I use it for the jerky, but it's able to actually slice bread and cheese and sandwich meat. And have you seen the price of deli meat lately? It's unbelievable. So instead of paying $5 for a sandwich worth of ham, for example, I'm going to buy chunks of ham and slice it myself. So hopefully we'll get some nice monetary efficiencies that way. But in the meantime, we want some time efficiencies to be seen as far as making our jerky goes. I'd like to make bigger batches. But it's tough when you're hand slicing all the meat. So we got this nice 200 watt Ostba, O-S-T-B-A. They call it a food shear, S-H-E-E-R, food shear. Now where I grew up, we called them meat slicers, but this is a food shear. It's really nice. I haven't actually tried it yet, but there's a few things I really do like about it. First of all, these feet are actually suction cups, and while I can slide it around, I absolutely cannot pick this up. It is massively stuck to the bottom. And there's a lot of other nice features with this as well. You've got, of course, the safety features. So you've got the press here for putting the meat and pushing it. You've got the slicer, and it keeps your hand very well protected away from the blade. This is a 7.5-inch blade with a serrated edge. And it's got this nice metal pole that it slides on. That's really nice. It has this feature right here. This is what controls the width of the slice. So you basically turn it, and it moves the tray here all the way up to 15 millimeters, which gives you about the width of a slice of bread. And as you turn it, you'll see it close up all the way up to the point where you would just be shaving the meat. So you've got a pretty nice range there. Now this is metal. The base is metal. This part all up here is plastic. So it's also a hard plastic. I don't think it can go into the dishwasher, but it does have these nice pointy things for grabbing onto whatever you're slicing and holding it firm. So just basically put it on there and slice it. One of the other things, speaking of cleaning, this breaks down pretty quickly. So the safety, they actually call it the food pusher. The safety food pusher, technical name for it, comes off, as does this metal bar here with the feeder, which has a mirror finish to it. And this bar comes off, leaving you with just the base unit. So you have all of this, you have the blade. Now the blade can come off. I don't think I would recommend it. Underneath it, there are gears, and it's heavily greased. So at this point, none of this can you submerge in water. I would not take the blade off to clean it. I would just pop it open like that and clean the outside. Maybe I would take it off to wipe it down, but I would not put it in water, nor would I put it in the dishwasher. But this whole surface, there are no breaks in it. There are no holes or any kind of gaps for food to go into and require you to do any massive cleaning on this. A simple wipe down would be fine for this. So that's very good. And it's got a safety power switch. So you actually have to push this to the right and then push the on-off button to make it come on. So it doesn't look like the blade spins very fast, but I believe it's super duper sharp, so it's really a matter of just easily using the blade itself rather than expecting it to work like a table saw, right? So I think it's fine. The sad thing is I'm not going to be able to test it till this Friday. Today's Monday. I have to wait 5 days to test it. But I will be making a batch of jerky here, so you'll see me in 5 days here. But one thing I did want to test was the noise. I have a noise meter, and we're going to turn this on. Now, just the way it sits now, oh, well, because I'm speaking, I'll stop speaking. So the ambient noise level is at 43 decibels. So let us turn this on, and we'll see how loud this gets. And as you see, it's about 85 decibels. It's tolerable. It's not loud at all. So that's it. I mean, it's a pretty simple little tool. Let's put it back together. I'm going to unplug it as I reassemble it. And it's as simple as turning it on. It's as simple as adjusting it to where you want to slice your thickness to. Powering it up. And moving over. Alright, well that's all the playtime I get with this tonight. But in 5 days, we're actually going to test it on the jerky meat and see how that comes out. I'm really excited. If it does prove to be as efficient as I expect it to be, I may start investing in getting some more trays for my dehydrator and maybe running a double batch, or maybe just a couple more trays. I don't know. But I would like to have a little more output on this. So there you go. I think this will lead us in that direction, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the sandwich meat and the cost per slice of that going down. I know that's a big nerdy thing to think about, but you know what? I'm a big old nerd, so there you go. All right. We'll see you in 5 days, and we'll get to test this out. All right, we'll see you then.
4 to 6 days later.
All right, here we go. I think we're going to start with about 4 millimeters. Let's try that. All right, let's go. Here's what 4 millimeters looks like. Seems a little bit thin. It's beautifully cut though. Let's go with a little bit thicker though. Let's go with 5 millimeters. Let's see how that works. I think I kind of like the 5 millimeter cut. We're going to go with 5 millimeters and go from there. Too thick. Let's go back to 4. Okay, I'm liking the 4 millimeters. I think 4 millimeters is the way to go. Alright, there we have it. The meat's all cut up. Went pretty quickly. It's a little tough cutting the small slabs. It went quickly. It's just a little different kind of work. Alright, we just finished cutting up our jerky for the night. And we learned quite a few things from that, I think. Our process of cutting it in slabs and then slicing it may not be the best method for using with a slicer. It became very hard to control very quickly the small pieces of meat. And I think we'll try a different approach for next time. It worked fine. The meat is sliced well. It was just a little not as easy as it should have been. So now for our next test on this, we're going to go ahead and cut up this beautiful ham I just bought. Now, one of the things I found with cutting the small slabs was I wasn't able to grip the meat with the safety grip. Now, as it got small, the 4mm cuts towards the end, we're having trouble keeping control over it. So what I'm going to do with this time, I'm going to cut the ham, but I'm going to start cutting on the butt side. And then we'll have this, right into the face of the ham like that. And we should have a good grip on it. So we're going to start it out here. We're going to cut a pretty big cut for just the first cut. And that's going to be discarded. I like my ham really very close to being shaved. Super, super thin. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut it as thin as we possibly can. We're going to bag it up into Ziplocs. We're going to keep a couple for eating, and we're going to freeze the rest. So next week when we do groceries, we should have ham left over. We'll get turkey, and we'll mix and match like that. So let me go grab the Ziplocs, so we'll be ready for that, and we'll get to slicing. All right, so as I mentioned, the first slice is going to be pretty thick, just to get the butt skin off. Now, I did clean the unit in between slicing the jerky meat because it's raw. The ham is fully cooked, of course. So I didn't want to be cutting raw meat funk into ready-to-eat meat. So I did take a minute to clean it up. It took about 5 minutes. I did end up having to take the blade off because there was some meat that got underneath it. And that's for the best because it helped make it easier to get the back side of the blade clean. So I did pull it off. I did not submerge it. I used a wet sponge and soapy water and cleaned it off like that. So it was really easy to clean up. It took about 5 minutes. No big deal. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started cutting this ham. And now let's bring it in really thin. Look at that. That's sitting at about 2mm. That's pretty much perfect. So we're going to go with that. Easy, like butter. So one of the things is once it starts building up, you have to go ahead and move it out because it'll start feeding back into the blade. So you can get a stack about that before you have to pull it. So we'll get like maybe 2 stacks of that, like that, and then we'll bag it and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, it's working good so far. Okay. So you do have to be fairly vigilant with how quickly you pull this, but look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's some lovely ham. All right, this looks to me like it's a bag full, so let's bag it. And I bet you this tastes so much better than that standard processed. Oh, this is actually a couple of bags. That standard processed sandwich meat you get. So that's about what I'm doing for a bag right there. That looks to me like a couple of sandwiches. All right, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this being cut up, but I'm going to bag this now. We're going to let you go for the night. What are my overall thoughts? Well, let's see. Let's think about how much I paid for this. This is the 200 watt version. It's a little pricier than the 150 watt one. It cost me $94. It was on sale, lightning deal from Amazon. This is one of their best sellers. $94. And it's cutting meat like that. So for the price, you get what you expect for that. A little bit of cut corners on some of the smoothness of the way it should operate. But it's perfectly fine. It's safe. It really cuts the meat well. And I got to say, I'm overall pretty happy with it. I do have to figure out a new method for cutting my jerky strips up, but we'll figure that out over time. But I think it's going to serve me very well. All right, on that, I'm going to end it. and get back to finishing slicing up the rest of this. Got a lot of videos coming out here, technical stuff and cooking stuff over the next few days, so you can look forward to that, and hopefully I can get these rolled out quickly. And oh yeah, what do you think of the new COVID look? I have to say, my girlfriend dropped the bomb on me Wednesday talking about an appointment she had to get her hair colored, and I was like, excuse me? So I immediately made a haircut appointment and got this mop chopped, and here I am. This is me. Got my beard growing back in, got my hair the way I like it. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, on that note, we will see you around, and you got a jerky time coming up, so hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. All right, we'll see you later.